Hi, I'm John Greaves III, and I'm the founder of Garage Gym Life. Today we're going to do a review of the Relife Vertical Climber. Let's talk about it. The Relife Vertical Climber is a multifunction workout tool that's designed to work your core, your arms, your legs, your back, all in a compact unit that is not only easy to store when you're not using it, but it doesn't have a large footprint when you are using it. So that means that other people can walk around you inside your home gym without you basically being in their way. Say if you want to watch TV while you're using it, because of its size, it's easy to move around because it is such a compact and lightweight tool. We're going to talk about some of the things that it comes with, but one thing I want to point out is that it's got 5 function positions. So you see these handles here, they're adjustable, and you can very easily and quickly adjust the handles so that they can go up and down for you to increase the difficulty of the movement. As far as assembly goes, this was, I would say, not really difficult. I consciously made the decision to not just put it together, but to actually read the manual that comes with it. And I also limited myself in that I didn't use my sockets or anything else like I normally would. Instead, I used only the wrench that came with the tool because I wanted to make sure that this is something that's easy for anybody to put together without having to run out and get a bunch of things. And I only had to bust out my channel locks one time, and that's when I was putting in these bottom bolts here. One of the bolts basically just wouldn't go in, and so I used my channel lock to just clamp it down so I could apply pressure right there, and that way I was able to get the lock nut on so that it could bite. A couple of things that I was actually surprised by were when it came in, it felt really light, and it feels kind of like there's not a lot of heft to it, but it feels surprisingly sturdy when I put it all the way together. And then when I was actually using the product to kind of test it out, I was actually pleasantly surprised by how well it fit me. I weigh a little over 200 pounds, and when I stood on it, I didn't feel like it was gonna wobble and I was gonna fall over. So it was surprisingly sturdy, and I was really, really pleased about that. The Relife Vertical Climber has an LED monitor that will record your workout time, and it'll keep all your fitness progress, like your time, your total steps, calories, and fat burned. And the only thing is that when I got mine, as you can see, the readout is a little bit difficult to read, and I was able to take the back of this off, which took some doing, and I'll get into that a little bit later when I talk about maintenance. But I was able to take the back off and double check the little wire that plugs in here, and that basically fixed the problem. But if you ever run into this problem, all you have to do is take the back off and make sure there's a good solid connection in the. As far as training applications go, this is, I think, a very versatile piece. It's one of those things that is easy to use if you're in a situation, say maybe it's raining outside and you don't want to get out there, or maybe you're kind of short on time. This would be very easy to just break out, set up, and use for maybe 20 minutes and then get done. It's also very, very quiet. So when I was using it this morning to test it out, I noticed that there wasn't a lot of noise from the machine, which is sometimes an issue when you're using maybe like a rower. Although rowers aren't necessarily the loudest things, but you can hear a rower as you're using it. Same thing with some treadmills. You can hear either the noise of the treadmill motor, or you can hear obviously your feet running on it. This is perfect, especially for you guys if you've got newborns and you just need something that you can use to kind of start getting the baby weight off, or maybe you just you're getting in shape for a specific thing and you have little ones and you don't want to disturb them. This is perfect. It's also good if you're going to be using it late at night, again, because it's not a noisy piece of equipment. One thing that I really like about it is that when I started to use it, I noticed an immediate benefit as far as my knees go, and I can see that this might be something really good for a finisher. So let's say it's the day after squatting or deadlifting, I would probably use this as a finisher. I'm not sure if I would use it as a warm-up tool because it is not easy. It's not the hardest thing I've ever done, but just imagine yourself climbing a whole bunch of steps. And then you add in the fact that you're going to be using your arms as well, and that does make it a little bit more difficult. So it's kind of like you're climbing a ladder over and over again. That's a good thing because, again, it's a whole body workout. You do have the option of using just these handles, which do not move, if you want to just use it as a stepper. But if you want to use these handles so that you get the total body workout, then that's a great option there. One of the cons I would say is that it does not talk to you. So it does have the readout here, the LED readout that will record your workout, but it's not going to talk to you. It's not one of those gadgets that's going to tell you a cool fitness story and make you believe that you are climbing the side of a mountain, or you are, pretend that you're climbing a pole to restore power to a dark neighborhood. It's not going to tell you stories. But if you're one of those people that doesn't need your fitness equipment to tell you stories and engage you in a fantasy realm in order for you to work out on it, then this is a thing for you. And I'm one of those people, I don't need that because I've got a TV in my home gym for that purpose. I'd rather watch something on ESPN or one of our live streams or something like that rather than listen to somebody tell me to fantasize that I'm climbing up the side of a cliff face. The Vertical Climber also has fairly comfortable hand grips. It's made of a nice material that's not going to get overly slick. Same thing with up here with these handles that move up and down. They're going to have that same non-slick surface that's easy to grab. It's got a little bit of foam in it, got a little bit of give. That's also important because having the foam is an anti-fatigue thing. You don't want your grip to be the limiting factor for any sort of workout using a tool like this. So it's good that they've got nice material that's got some give to it. I prefer to train barefoot, and with these pedals here, that is not going to happen. These little ridges right here that are designed to help you maintain your traction when you're using the machine, they're great if you got shoes on. They are not so great if you are barefoot. You're going to be giving yourself the world's most intense shiatsu massage while using this. And I think for this piece of equipment, it's difficult enough. There's no reason to make it even tougher by being barefoot. So I do recommend that you use this with shoes on. But I mean, how long does it take to take your shoes off at the end of a workout or put shoes on or anything like that? So that is an obstacle, but it's not a huge one. So just remember to bring shoes with you to your home gym if you're going to be using this. As I said earlier, this piece is very, very sturdy. When I stand on it, there's not a lot of wobble. I'm shaking it right now, and I'm actually having to exert a lot of effort in order to get it to wobble. So that means that it's going to be sturdy when you get on it. As I said, I'm over 200 pounds and it's not wobbling a whole lot whenever I use it. So again, that means it's a quieter piece of equipment. And I'm standing here just on my home gym mats. So this probably would be even better if we were using it on carpet. I'm not sure whether it would be a good option if you got hardwood floors because it might slide a little bit when you're moving around, but it might not. I don't know because, again, I'm using it in my home gym and that's where I plan to use it. All right, now let's talk about maintenance. So you are in luck, by the way. You want to make sure that you check out this timestamp right here. I'm going to put timestamps in the video because this is the only video you're going to find that shows you how to actually change the battery, okay? Yes, there's a video on the Relife YouTube channel that will show you how to change the battery, but there are no videos out there that show you how to actually access the battery. And it took me a little bit of time. I did some searching all over. Nobody else could figure it out. But here at Garage Gym Life, we're made of sterner stuff. And so I bust out every tool I could find, and I just took stuff off until I could figure out how to do it. And basically, if you want to take this off so that you can change out your battery, what you got to do is go around the back, and there are going to be 3 little screws. They're very small. They're a little bit tricky to get to, especially the top 2. But you want to take 2 Phillips head screwdrivers, a short one and a long one, because again, like I said, that top one is a little tricky to get to. And then you just unscrew those and you'll be able to easily pop this plate off, and then you'll be able to access the back of this. You want to unscrew it, pop it out, and then all you need to do is just slide in a replacement battery. This piece does come with a replacement battery when you purchase it, but you can also just buy a simple watch battery, from like your local dollar store or something like that, and use that to replace the battery. The other thing that you need to make sure of is that I mentioned the little wire, because your connection might be bad and you won't be able to see a readout. Make sure that the wire connection is tight. And if you ever look at your readout and it is not clear, you can't see all the numbers, that means your wire connection has gotten loose. And you might want to just go back in there and try to jiggle it a little bit and make sure that it's securely connected. And then that will take care of your problem. And then all you got to do, reverse the process, put this back on, screw it back down, and you're off to the races. The other thing that you need to do is you want to grease these rails down here. These rails come with a light coat of grease, and it also comes with a replacement tube of grease along with the unit when you purchase it. So whenever you get to the point where you need to grease it, And that's going to vary depending on the environment for your home gym. So if you have a lot of dust, maybe you need to clean it off and then re-grease it in order to make sure that the machine continues to work well for you. But if you have an environment where there's not a whole lot of dust, not a whole lot of foreign matter that's going to get into it, then that's probably not something that you're going to have to worry about. All in all, I think that this is a worthwhile purchase, and I've got a ton of applications, like I said, that are already running through my head about how to use it, because it seems like it's something that's going to fit my needs, because I've been looking for something that I could use for a conditioning tool that I can use without having to leave the house, especially if I'm short on time, and that'd be a nice little finisher for any kind of leg day. Or if it's an upper body day, I can still throw it in as a way to just add in some extra conditioning work, because it is both an upper and lower body device. So I can see a lot of ways that I can use this, and I think that this is a solid purchase. I'm going to keep on using this for the next 6 months, and then we'll circle back around and I'll tell you guys how it's held up and what I think of it at that time. This is the Relife Vertical Climber, and I am a pretty big fan so far of this machine. I think that it's a good purchase. You can find the Relife Vertical Climber by going to Amazon, or you can just click the link right up there and that'll take you straight there. And if you don't like clicking that link, then go to the description, and we've got the exact same link in the description for this video, so it'll be easy for you to pick up. I think that this is a great purchase once again, and looking forward to using it for the next 6 months.